I am a New York-based comic, writer, actress, lover, fighter, and friend. Some would describe me as a Samantha in the way that I act, but a Carrie in the way that I own a laptop. I'm currently seeking an agent and therapist. Hanna Dickinson, a stand-up artist and screenwriter for the American-Canadian channel Comedy Central, describes herself. Hanna Dickinson was born on May 18, 1992, in Virginia, USA. Since early childhood, the girl wanted to be an actress. As a child, she made her mother travel to New York to be able to go to auditions. Dickinson even auditioned for Hannah Montana, and this is something she is still proud of. In a recent appearance, she revealed that she named her dog Miley after a character on the show, emphasizing that the pet was a drunken version of herself, as in the show, where the main character had two identities, the star of Hannah Montana and an average high school girl named Miley. After high school, Hanna applied to the University of Southern California's movie school, and following her dream and simultaneously doubting that she could be a good actress. This feeling haunted Dickinson for years. The girl graduated from university in 2014. While still a student, Hanna developed a passion for comedy and interned at Chelsea Lately, Funny or Die, and Broadway Video. Starting her career behind the scenes gave her a solid background in the comedy business. As an assistant, the girl was able to understand how things work in this field. Nevertheless, Hanna was always closer to creativity. After the internship, the future comedy star began taking classes at Groundlings Improv School in Los Angeles. I wanted to be an artist, and I had to admit that's what I wanted, she explains. Half the success in being an artist is admitting to yourself that this is what you want. A year before graduation, Hanna began performing in the stand-up genre, and within 6 months, she was in the top 4 in 2 separate comedy speaking competitions. Dickinson says comedy has always attracted her, and she cites Molly Shannon, who starred in the comedy film Superstar, as her inspiration. I was obsessed with her physical humor. She was such a weirdo in that movie, and I really related. After graduating from the university, the girl got a job hosting American actor and comedian Pauly Shore while he was touring in different cities in the United States. In 2018, Hanna Dickinson was one of the first contestants on Comedy Central's Creators Program, aimed at identifying aspiring comedians with a unique perspective on the world. Comedy Central hired Dickinson as a staff writer, and her videos have since garnered more than 30 million views on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. One of the most popular was a mini-joke episode called Pornhub Caption Writer. In 2020, a comedy show called Get Money was released on the Snapchat platform, in which Hanna became the writer and protagonist. It's a mockumentary explaining how to make money in a giga economy and freelancing. Here's how this mini-series of 8 short episodes is described on Comedy Central's website. Hanna's making part-time side hustles her full-time profession, from selling her ex's clothes to selling her soul, and teaching us how to minimize effort and maximize pay for an ideal work-life balance. In addition to developing as a writer, Hanna has continued to perform at festivals and competitions around the country. Her stand-up performances were shown on Fox, Comedy Central, and SiriusXM. Hundreds of thousands of views have garnered Dickinson videos on YouTube, Facebook, and Comedy Central's Instagram, in series such as Tattoo Fails, Sex Fails, Addiction Busters, and her own YouTube show, Cheers to You. Now Hanna continues to work for Central Comedy as a writer and performer. In 2022, she won a Webby Award for Comedy Central, Stand Up for Your Mental Health, a stand-up show she wrote and presents herself on stage. She continues to be active on social media, posting apt jokes on Twitter and funny videos on TikTok and YouTube. Dickinson is often invited as an interviewer. In 2022, she worked the red carpet during the VMAs, the MTV Video Music Awards, and the MTV Movie and TV Awards. Hanna Dickinson is also active in shows and festivals with other artists. In November 2022, for example, the comedian hosted the show $1 Million Roasting at the Stand, which was broadcast live. Hanna and other comedians evaluated and commented on homes valued at $10 million or more listed on the real estate website Zillow. In her speeches and social media, Hanna talks about her personal life, psychotherapy, her own appearance, and relationships are some of the most popular topics that Hanna wittily shares with her fans. Her jokes touch the most intimate moments, from a trip to the gynecologist to communicating with a psychic. For a long time, Hanna talked about alcohol in almost every appearance, eventually admitting that she has an addiction. In 2021, Dickinson took the big step and went to a rehab center in Tucson, Arizona for a few months to get rid of her addiction. The comedian recently celebrated her first year without alcohol. Hanna shares her experience and inspires fans to follow her example. And yet, the first place among the star's favorite stand-up topics is confidently taken by the search for a lover. Dickinson often talks about her love affairs, unsuccessful dates, and choosing the one. And although previously the main topic of her jokes was sex, now she is increasingly saying that she's ready for a more serious relationship and even dreams of having a child. In the meantime, Hanna calls herself the mom of her beloved dog Miley, who almost always accompanies the girl to interviews and podcast recordings. The comedy diva lives in New York together with her adored pet. For several years, Hanna rented a small studio, but in 2022, she fulfilled her dream and bought a house.